We live in an age of impossible achievements. Humanity can map the human genome, land machines on distant planets, and build artificial intelligence. This advanced intelligence is capable of processing billions of pieces of information in seconds, while our telescopes detect signals from ancient, dying stars. And yet, despite all of this unimaginable technological power, there are profound messages written by our own ancestors that no living person can read. These texts are not locked away because they are physically damaged, nor because they are incomplete. The key to understanding them has simply vanished. Today, they remain buried beneath vast deserts, hidden deep inside ruined cities, or locked away in the quiet museum collections around the world. These mysterious inscriptions were carved by real human hands, containing names, beliefs, and laws. The people who wrote them fully expected to be understood. Instead, their voices became completely silent. And nowhere is that haunting historical silence more deeply unsettling than in the ancient cities of the Indus Valley. In the 1920s, archaeologists working in what is now Pakistan and India uncovered one of the absolute greatest and most shocking discoveries in history. Beneath deep layers of dirt stood the massive remains of a sprawling Bronze Age civilization that had been forgotten by humanity for thousands of years. Its streets were arranged in perfect grids, its homes had indoor plumbing, and its vast trade network stretched across incredibly long geographical distances. At its peak, millions of people lived within its borders. This wasn't a loose collection of primitive villages scattered across the land. It was actually one of the largest and most sophisticated civilizations of the ancient world. But unlike Egypt or ancient Mesopotamia, a dark mystery remains. The people of the Indus Valley left behind a profound mystery that still refuses to die. Scattered across their cities were thousands of strange objects. Archaeologists found small stone seals covered in strange, beautiful symbols. At first glance, they look exactly like writing, displaying highly organized and intentional patterns. Certain signs repeat, while others appear only in very specific positions. Everything suggests a beautifully structured system of ancient human communication. For more than a century, researchers have tried to decipher them. Linguists, cryptographers, archaeologists, and now, even our most advanced artificial intelligence models. Every single attempt has failed completely. Part of the core problem is that every successful decipherment in human history relied on structural keys or clues. Ancient Egyptian hieroglyphs were unlocked because of the Rosetta Stone, which contained the exact same royal decree written in multiple different ancient languages. Persian cuneiform was deciphered using the names of known kings, while other lost languages survived through the evolution of their modern living descendants. The Indus script has absolutely none of these historical advantages. There is no Rosetta Stone, no known descendant language, and no list of kings. There is no bilingual inscription anywhere to be found on Earth. Absolutely nothing. And the mystery gets even worse the deeper you look into it. Most inscriptions are incredibly, agonizingly short. The average text contains only a handful of symbols, providing the lowest density of data for modern algorithms. The longest known example contains just 26 individual characters. Imagine trying to reconstruct the entire structure of English using nothing but automobile license plates. That is the exact challenge facing researchers today. Some scholars firmly believe the script represents a real, spoken ancient language from the Bronze Age. Others argue it may not even be writing at all. After 100 years of intense debate, nobody can definitively prove either side of history. The people of the Indus Valley left behind massive brick cities, beautiful artifacts, and mysterious symbols, but their voices remain trapped behind a locked door. They are not alone in this silence. Thousands of kilometers away, on the island of Crete, another civilization left behind a stranger mystery. Because this time, we can actually pronounce the symbols perfectly. We just have absolutely no idea what the words actually mean to say. In the early 20th century, archaeologist Arthur Evans uncovered thousands of clay tablets within the deep, ruined corridors of ancient Minoan palaces. The tablets contained two unknown writing systems, which he named Linear A and Linear B. For decades, both resisted every single attempt at decipherment. Then, in 1952, a brilliant young cryptanalyst named Michael Ventris achieved what many global experts believed was completely and utterly impossible. He cracked Linear B. The massive breakthrough deeply shocked the academic world. The script turned out to represent an early form of archaic Greek. Suddenly, there was immense hope that Linear A would soon follow. Researchers assumed the older script would reveal its secrets using similar methods. Instead, everything fell apart completely. The symbols could be pronounced easily using the values discovered in Linear B, but the results were useless. The words could even be spoken aloud by modern scientists, but they made absolutely no sense. It was like reading a sentence perfectly without understanding. The language hidden beneath Linear A appears entirely unrelated to any known language family on Earth. Its speakers vanished thousands of years ago. Their words survived on baked clay, but their meaning did not. The ultimate linguistic dead end had finally been reached by modern historical science. If that sounds frustrating, the next mystery demonstrates how dangerous decipherment can become when researchers are desperate for answers from history. In ancient Iran, the kingdom of Elam once rivaled the great powers of Mesopotamia. Among the quiet ruins, archaeologists discovered an abstract writing system. Known to the world as Linear Elamite, this script was deemed uncrackable. For over a century, absolutely nobody could read a single word of it. Then, seemingly out of nowhere, a massive breakthrough arrived. A researcher announced that he had successfully deciphered the script using unique silver vessels. The news spread rapidly across the global community, and headlines celebrated the solution of a deeply ancient mystery that had survived for millennia. But the celebration didn't last very long. Almost immediately, critics aggressively challenged the claims, stating the evidence was completely unproven and flawed. Some argued the evidence was incomplete, while others claimed the conclusions could not be independently verified by any other neutral global experts. The bitter debate continues to this day. Perhaps the script has been cracked, or perhaps it hasn't, and that deep, painful academic uncertainty remains. This situation highlights a truly terrifying reality. Sometimes the biggest challenge isn't finding a solution, it's proving that the solution is actually correct. If you want to see what happens when an entire writing system loses its final readers, you must travel to the deep Pacific, written by our own ancestors that no living person can read. On Easter Island, European explorers encountered enormous stone statues staring silently across the landscape. But the real mystery wasn't carved in stone. It was delicately carved into pieces of wood. The island's priests possessed tablets covered in hundreds of intricate symbols known as the Rongorongo script. Unlike other ancient mysteries, Rongorongo may have actually remained readable until relatively recent history. Then, absolute disaster struck the isolated island. Terrible disease, brutal slave raids, and sudden social collapse completely devastated the population. Within a remarkably short period of time, the elite vanished. The people capable of reading the script disappeared entirely. The vital chain of human knowledge was broken forever, leaving only silent wooden artifacts. Later visitors collected or ruthlessly destroyed many of the surviving tablets. Today, only a tiny number remain hidden away in global museums. Researchers have spent decades attempting to decipher them, but the surviving material is so catastrophically limited that every single solution eventually collapses. What makes Rongorongo particularly tragic is that we know someone once understood it perfectly. The knowledge didn't slowly fade away over centuries. It vanished within a single generation. A complete library of unique human thoughts was instantly erased from the face of the earth forever. Finally, we turn to the most infamous mystery of all, a manuscript that has defeated the world's greatest codebreakers for centuries. Discovered in the early 20th century, the Voynich Manuscript appears unlike anything else in human history. Every page is filled with elegant writing. This fluid writing exists nowhere else on Earth. Surrounding the text are bizarre illustrations of non-existent plants and strange astronomical diagrams. There are mysterious human figures bathing in pools. Nothing seems familiar, and absolutely nothing makes any sense to the modern scientific mind. For decades, some of the world's absolute greatest codebreakers attempted to decipher it. Many had previously worked on complex wartime military encryption. None succeeded. Some researchers believe the manuscript is an elaborate hoax, while others argue it contains a genuine language or coded information. Modern computer analysis has only deepened the mystery further, revealing unexpected statistical properties that look exactly like natural human speech. The text follows statistical patterns commonly found in real languages. Word frequencies appear structured, and certain linguistic rules clearly seem to exist. In other words, it behaves like meaningful information, yet nobody knows what that information actually says. The book remains completely silent. And this brings us to the uncomfortable truth about artificial intelligence. It cannot easily save us from losing our history. Many people assume AI can solve any problem if given enough computing power. Reality, however, is far more complicated than that. Artificial intelligence depends heavily on patterns. It learns by analyzing enormous amounts of information over a long period of time. But unreadable scripts often suffer from the exact opposite problem. There simply isn't enough data left behind for machines to process. The texts are fragmented, the samples are tiny, and the cultural context is completely gone. The machine has nothing to compare against. Without reliable anchors, artificial intelligence begins doing exactly what humans often do. It starts seeing patterns that may not actually exist. Instead of solving the mystery, it risks creating entirely new ones. And perhaps that's the ultimate lesson hidden deep within these scripts. We like to believe knowledge is permanent, and that once something is written down, it can never truly disappear from the world. History tells a completely different story. The people of the Indus Valley spoke. The ancient Minoans on Crete spoke their words aloud. The people of Elam spoke. The readers of Rongorongo spoke. They shared stories, beliefs, laws, dreams, and their deepest daily fears. Their writing survived. Their cities survived. In some cases, even their names survived. But their meaning did not survive the passage of time. Today, their words sit before us like locked doors. Visible, intact, and yet completely, utterly unreachable to our modern human minds. We stare at their symbols with intense fascination, yet we are separated by an unbridgeable gulf of forgotten human culture and language. It forces us to confront a terrifying vulnerability about our own achievements. Everything we know depends entirely on a continuous chain of memory. If that chain breaks for even a single generation, an entire world of human thought can instantly turn into silent, cold stone. Which raises a deeply unsettling question for all of us. If our own modern civilization vanished tomorrow, what would actually remain? 4,000 years from now in the mud, would future generations understand our hard drives, massive cloud servers, and digital archives? Think about it carefully. Our entire world is built on digital signals, binary code flashing through fiber optic cables and magnetic plates. If the electricity shuts off forever, those signals vanish instantly. Nothing physical remains except blank glass, plastic, and silent metal chips. Even if they found our printed books, languages evolve so rapidly that our modern words might sound entirely alien to their ears. Our most profound scientific discoveries, our greatest literature, and our most intimate personal messages would become nothing more than abstract geometric shapes. They would stare at our remains the exact same way we stare at the stone seals of the Indus Valley today. Future archaeologists would wander through the concrete ruins of our skyscrapers, wondering what message we tried to leave behind for them. They would look at our symbols on screens and billboards, trying to decode the laws and dreams of a forgotten global superpower. History is a whisper that fades. If you want to uncover the secrets we leave behind, subscribe now and join our investigation into the unknown.